Big blessings to everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Van Conversation here with your host, MTB, Minister T Breeze, and we back highlighting independent artists. And today we have live on the phone lines coming through your airways. We have ladies in full effect, and you have to spell it out. It's life. It's ladies in full effect. They already done got on me, so y'all make sure y'all say it correctly. It's life, ladies in full effect. We got Pastor T, and we got Tiff Life. Ladies, what's going on with y'all?
What's going
Yeah,
on?
what's
Good morning. Good
happening?
morning.
Wonderful, wonderful to have y'all here on the show. And y'all got new music that is out right now. We will be playing that, by the way. So y'all make sure y'all stay locked in and stay tuned. And we got Tiff Life and Pastor T on the phone. So listen, I'm gonna be quiet for about a whole 2 seconds, then I'll be back because it's still my show. So I'm gonna say something. But I want you ladies to introduce yourselves, tell the people a little bit about you, where you come from, what you're doing and how you're doing it. Just give the people a little insight to ladies in full effect.
All right. This is Tiff Life speaking. And first, I would like to thank the Lord and Savior for inviting us on the show today. I appreciate you guys and everything that you guys are doing and that the topics that you guys are bringing up for the people. But we are Life, ladies in full effect. Our group started out as a nonprofit mentoring program enrichment for young girls back in 2005. The name of the group comes from childhood, believe it or not. We were a singing group, dancing group back when I was in the sixth grade, which was, I'm not going to disclose how many years ago that was, but we were ladies in full effect. And then became adults in 2005 and said, hey, let's start a young girls group. Girls, need some mentorship out here. And we became ladies in full effect. So that's where we come from. Our group is from Atlanta, Georgia, by way of Lithonia, where we
You,
started.
L
Woo-hoo.
Town, Redan Road. Oh, okay, sorry, I got caught up for a minute. All right, go ahead. Do your thing. Do your
Yes,
thing.
Redan. Those are our family. That's our family. South Harrison over there in Stone Mountain. We have plenty of ties out there in the area. But we are now all over the metro area, Atlanta, as a street ministry for, I guess, the past 10 years now. And as of now, God has, started, I guess he told us, time to do some music, time to put some stuff on the airwaves. And so about 2 years ago, we put out our first album, which was called Book of Life. And now we're here talking to you guys about Book of Life 2, The Abundant Life.
Uh-oh, but not the abundance of life. I'm gonna preach that next Sunday. I promise. I'm gonna preach that. All right. So tell me this, ladies. You guys do Christian hip hop, correct?
Absolutely.
Yes,
All
yes.
right. So Christian hip hop, who is your target audience? Because I think a lot of times people hear Christian hip hop and they automatically assume that is youth ministry only. Like nobody else can listen to Christian hip hop. So are you guys looking to target the youth, or you want to get a little bit of everybody?
A little bit of everybody, of course. As a matter of fact, more adults listen to our music than youth. We enjoy both, because youth bring a different energy than sometimes the adults do. But the sound in is inviting for everybody.
I agree. I agree. I meet a lot of people um, who I think don't listen to Christian hip hop. So I think that's where that kind of comes from. They just all make a song. If it's rap, it's Christian hip hop, it's for the youth. And then they, have these events for, baby babies, like toddler babies. And they be like, yeah, we're going to do some Christian hip hop. But, I think the message is gravitated to from young adults and those a little older, even teens. I think just a different crowd. All right, so we're doing Christian hip hop, but we're doing it for the Lord. Man, this is for the Lord. Now we're doing it for the
Nope.
Lord, and so. I want to ask a question, and either one of you ladies can jump in and answer. What matters most? Is it the music or is it the ministry? Because the music does have a message to it. So, what matters the most?
What's up, y'all? This is Pastor T. I didn't get a chance to say that earlier. and I'll respond to that. So I think both of them matter equally. I think about scripture where it talks about praising the Lord with our sound, our voices, and our instruments and things like that. And so I think you cannot have a full ministry without the music. You can't fully do ministry without the music. And Tiff Life mentioned earlier, how we started off, and um, when it comes down to outreach ministry, because that's what we ended up doing and we're continuing to do. But when it comes to getting out of those four walls and you go right into the outreach ministry part of things, you realize how much the music, number one, influences people and brings the people in. So we could just get a DJ out there, play some music, and not say a word, and people will come.
Right.
And so I think both of them matter equally, music and ministry.
I'd like to add something to that, Pastor T. I also think that the music and the ministry are equally important. But what I love about what God has us doing is that we are an organization of service. I think that being in the hip hop industry, it can take a lot of your time. It does take a lot of diligence. It can be tedious, but not to forget the ministry behind it and being able to serve the people at the same time. And I think that sometimes we can get lost in that once we get engulfed into the music. So I love what he has us doing, continuing to work with, the community as well as do the music.
Awesome. Now you guys said outreach. I'm big on outreach. I believe this is just me talking. Don't hold nobody else to it. But I believe that the church, for all of us who represent the church, I think it is extremely important to get outside those four walls you were talking about. I think a lot of people have so much church hurt they just won't step inside the church for whatever reason. For don't matter what kind of service is going on. But I just think it's extremely important that we step outside of those four walls. And I think, as both of you ladies said, that, when you're outside those four walls, people will come. You will reach more people with outreach, whether it's Christian hip hop, whether it's some sort of service to people who are in need. I just think that people have gotten so suffocated with a building that
Mm-hmm.
they just won't gravitate to it like they used to, like we know grandmama and them used to.
We started the outreach part of our organization maybe about 10 years ago, 10, 11 years ago. And we were just hearing from God. It wasn't something that we had done before. It wasn't something that we had planned to do. But hearing God say, we before the people were coming to us, but he said, you're going to go to them.
Yeah.
And so we didn't quite know what that was going to look like. But once we got out there, we were like little wild animals because it's just such freedom outside. I mean, of course, outreach can be in a building too. So I don't want people to think that it can't be. But, the foundation of outreach is to be outside, meet the people where they are. And that's absolutely amazing because number one is some spontaneity in it. You never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to show up, and you never know who you're going to reach. But once it happens, it's just like those lights cut on, and you just can, as you allow God to order your steps. The whole idea of outreach and getting in the cusp of it, it just has this freshness and this newness to each and every day of it, because it's never you can't really plan it. You can plan it, but you can't really plan it because you don't know what to expect. You don't know who
Right.
you're going to meet.
Awesome. Absolutely. I love it. All right. So we doing all this talk about music. The people want some music. So let's give the people some music. So ladies in full effect, please give us a song. What song do y'all want the people to hear right now?
Let's introduce No.
Oh,
This is
perfect.
like, since we're talking about outreach, this is the song. This is like the outreach anthem. That's what we're going to call it. Minister T Breeze, we're going to call it the outreach anthem.
The official outreach anthem
Official.
right here on Band Conversation. No sweat from Ladies in Full Effect. We'll be right back after this music break called No Sweat, but you might sweat a little bit after you hear this
Or a
song
lot.
right
Or a
here
lot now.
or not. It's still kind of warm out there. So, no sweat from Ladies in Full Effect right here on Band Conversation. We'll be back.
Take it to the streets, no sweat, no sweat. He said stay on bended knee, no sweat, no sweat. He said answer this call, no sweat, that's that. He said tear down all these walls, I do it brick by brick. He said take it to the streets, no sweat, no sweat. I stay on bended knee, no sweat, no sweat. Hey, I got all I need, no sweat, no sweat. Now claim the victory, no sweat, no sweat. Ding, ding, dong, the witch is dead. Go and sin no more, no hell up to my head. I'm a mother, I'm a lover, I'm a fighter, overcomer with flow so hot in your mouth, you taste the summer. Paul gave 13 originals, he chose. He had to lead the people to the one who died and rose. Jesus told me that I was to do the same, so I hit them streets speaking about the man who was slain. Teaching of the people like the man who was lame. But don't forget the one who helped me stand in the flame. That's why in the first place Jesus came. Yeah, and then he said, take it to the streets, no sweat, no sweat. He said stay on bended knee, no sweat, no sweat. He said answer this call, no sweat, that's that. He said tear down all these walls, I do it brick by brick. He said take it to the streets, no sweat, no sweat. I stay on bended knee, no sweat, no sweat. Hey, I got all I need, no sweat, no sweat. Now claim the victory, no sweat, no sweat. Working, 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 all out in the field. Praying, 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 praying. Now you know the deal. The harvest is plenty, but the workers are few. That don't make me now, you know my God is the truth. We do this for our city. We do this for our people. We know this love is real. They too for the sequel. Power of the gospel will always reign supreme. It's that new life. Wake up, it's not a dream. That's why you like come resurrected as three. He's part of you, he's part of me. Take one for the team and believe. The chains are broken off and his glory fulfilled. On Christ, the solid rock. Yep, this how we build. No sweat, no sweat. But what do? We praise our God, we clap our hands, we stomp our feet, get up and dance, we turn around, we trust in him, get back on up and do it again, no sweat. TDJ said it's time to soar this year. Viente 19, I'm about to leap, no fear. I'ma show up, he gon' show out, just watch what he do. And pay attention, cause he will do the same for you. I got big arms, still a T-Rex. I'm making it thunder, you watch for what I do next. I work my gifts in Sandy Springs, I bring that life to Riverdale. I'm loving what I do, I tell it all with a flex. We got the water in a bottle, seek his righteousness first. He is the way, the truth, the life, the one to break every curse. And some of y'all think I'm just talking about some water. I am the living water, one and only supplier. We got that Nehemiah spirit, we building his kingdom. It's time to take the city, all your worries just leave them. Jesus made a way, most respect to the most high. Our God is so good, don't let him pass you by. I'm so hot, spin fire, all out of my mouth. It's that get right crew, represent the dirty south. Blacking out on him, and into his life. Claim the victory, he already won this fight. Take it to the streets, no sweat, no sweat. I stay on bended knee, no sweat, no sweat. Hey, I got all I need, no sweat, no sweat. Now claim the victory, no sweat, no sweat. You want poetic justice, but you menace to society. Resident Evil thought you had the juice, but it is plain to see. No loyalty, no God in you, no royalty. It's the truth, the blood says free, no holes on me. Halo overhead, got the power of divorcing me. Vengeance is the Lord, so won't let the drama come through me. Resist that evil, yes the devil, know now that he got a come to Christ and don't think twice. Sacrifice and set you free. I flexed on him twice with no sweat, 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 no sweat, 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 sweat.
All right, we back. MTB, Minister T Breeze. We got live on the phone line, Ladies in Full Effect, and you just heard the official outreach banger called No Sweat. So now, everybody who's listening to this, I hope y'all was driving safely in your cars. Y'all was mindful of speed limits, all those wonderful things. God is pleased with you if you can maintain your speed limit while listening to No Sweat. So, Ladies in Full Effect are in the building. Please give our listening viewers some insight to this outreach banger they just heard. The official outreach banger. That's what we call it. The official outreach banger No Sweat? Give them some insight. Where did the song come from? What's the message behind it? Just give them a little bit of how you guys got to the point of saying no sweat.
Ooh, no sweat. That's an old school term. No sweat. Back in the days, when you were at work and the boss asked you to do something, and the response would be no sweat. And you would get in there and do the best that you could. And I think that with no sweat, first it was the beat. The beat, I mean, it just says no sweat. It says, take it to the streets, no sweat, no sweat. And I just feel like many people have callings that they know that they have. They heard clearly from the Lord what they were supposed to be doing, what they are supposed to be doing, should be doing right now. But they haven't given God the go ahead to order those steps for them. And so with no sweat, we just wanted to show people that, just follow God with no problem, and have fun with it, let him lead you with no sweat, no sweat off my brow to allow God to do what he's going to do in my life.
Awesome. Now I have a question. Don't be mad at me. But the song says, take it to the streets, no sweat. Now, when the Lord said go out there and do outreach, did you really say no sweat, or was y'all negotiating with Jesus? Was y'all asking like, look, Lord, now maybe not this week, maybe next week, Jesus. We ain't ready just yet. They calling for rain. Now, which one of y'all was the negotiator in this situation? Was y'all both like, all right, we ready, let's go?
That was definitely me. And you mentioned rain. That's so funny you mentioned rain because in 2013 there was a song that we were supporting another artist for. Shout out to Yaya Anderson. And one of the songs, and we would do that song at each outreach event that we have. And the song says "Rain on Me," and that it felt like for like 6 months straight. Each time we had an event, it would rain.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so it challenged me because I'm just not the type of person to be out there in the rain, the cold, like that. It challenged me, and I was like, you know what? It might rain. But when I saw the DJ come out in the rain under a tent and he said no sweat, then I said, then okay, if he not worried, then why am I worried? Because he got hundreds of dollars of equipment
Right.
that he needed to worry about. And that was the day that the sun shined and the rain stopped. No sweat. So ever since then, it's been no sweat from then. We don't even think about it no more.
Well, for me, with no sweat, it was more so on the get real life, go through real life kind of situation. My family, we had just moved to a new neighborhood that we were not expecting to be living in, and I was just asking God, why here, Lord? And He showed me something that was pretty deep. Just before we had moved to the community, there was a tragic situation where there was a young girl, 7 years old, who had just disappeared from her apartment community. And long story short, come to find out, the maintenance man had done some vile things to her and murdered her. And so now I'm living in this apartment community, and it's about 10 o'clock at night on a school night. And I'm coming home, and I see about 6 children. It looks like the age is somewhere around 6 and 8 years old, just running through the streets, playing hide and seek. And we had already begun our outreach ministry as far as the youth were concerned. But at this point, I'm looking at this like, okay, Lord, I see what it is. And so I began to go out into my apartment community just to play with my daughter, and the kids began to surround me, wanting to play with the toys I would bring out or chalk or something like that. And eventually I would come out and the kids are, hi, Miss Tiffany, and screaming my name from across parking lots, behind bushes and buildings and cars, and knocking on my door. Miss Tiffany, so-and-so did this or that. And it's like, okay, now I get this. I get it, Lord. These kids need somebody who that they can go to for guidance, somebody they can go to for help, just a familiar face, a friendly face in the community. And I get it. And so from that point, I went to Tangi and I was like, we got to do something out here in this community. And so the first thing we started doing was having meetings. We would literally go outside and bring the kids in. Come on, we having a meeting, and there's probably 15 kids sitting in my living room, and we were talking to them about different aspects of life. And then went from there to the backyard, and then from there we went to other apartment communities and parks and so on.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. So again, that's that outreach we was talking about. So you was doing outreach. You didn't even know you was doing outreach. You was called for outreach. You ain't even know it. All right, absolutely. So all this talk about music, tell the people where they can find Ladies in Full Effect. Where can they find your music? Where can they stream your music? Where can they buy your music? I'm saying it again. Where can they buy? People buy. Click the buy button. Buy. Where can they buy the music? Let the people know where they can find it.
We are on pretty much music platforms. We got, Apple Music. That's pretty popular. A lot of people ask us if we're on Spotify. We are. That's pretty popular. Of course, you can go to YouTube and but as far as like what you just said with buying the music, if streaming is going to be the biggest platform for that. We still old school too. We got some CDs in the trunk because there are some people who still play CDs. So we do, but we got a social media platform on Facebook as well as Instagram, and TikTok now. We had to get into the TikTok a little bit, show off our old school dance moves and stuff like that. But find it on pretty much any platform. I mean, you can pretty much Google Ladies in Full Effect and you find us, and then go from there. So
awesome. Now, since we are purchasing music, streaming music, and all that, everybody listen to the show. Y'all should be clicking your phones and your tablets and all that right now. You should be looking the ladies up. Let's play some new music coming off the new project, Ladies in Full Effect. Please introduce to us our next songs.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got to say it with that grit. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's so brand new. It just dropped October 1st. Upcoming album, Book of Life 2, and it's called Yes, Sir.
Good, right down to the last drop. It's a cream in my coffee, cause it won't stop. Mix it up with some sauce, got the right dread. Love this flavor with this flavor, it's the right thing. Red life, it's the word for me. Pleasing to my spirit, just like some collard greens. I'm sitting up in that place, I'm getting my food on. Munching on this word, right down to the bone. It's so good to me, make me wanna shout. He picking on my road, know what I need right now. Yes sir, hallelujah with some amens. Caught up in the spirit, now watch me do my praise dance. That work be good, right down to the last drop. It's a cream in my coffee, cause it won't stop. Mix it up with some sauce, got that right dread. Love this flavor with this flavor, it's the right thing. I got a lot of word in my head, not enough time to be said. Repeating all these words that I read, he said I just wanna be fed. All I want him to know, how to get to this bread. Bring the sun power off, what you say? That power is dead. Revolution for this institution, aliens waiting for reunion. Death and life, power of the tongue, conversation calling it communion. Father in heaven, your kingdom is come, mighty and valiant, we get it done. Fed on this righteousness, full of this love. Look at the skies, a helper is come. That work be good, right down to the last drop. It's a cream in my coffee, cause it won't stop. Mix it up with some sauce, got that right dread. Love this flavor with this flavor, it's the right thing. That work be good, right down to the last drop. It's a cream in my coffee, cause it won't stop. Mix it up with some sauce, got that right dread. Love this flavor with this flavor, it's the right thing. Bounty, generous, rich, sufficient, beauty, yeah, that's it. Father in heaven, money and power, rich, sufficient. You, yeah, that's it. Father in that money, yes, fed on this, yes, look at the sky as a helper is done. That work be good, right down to the last drop. It's a cream in my coffee, cause it won't stop. Mix it up with some sauce, got that right dread. Lettuce flavor with this flavor, it's the right thing. That work be good, right down to the last drop. It's a cream in my coffee, cause it won't stop. Mix it up with some sauce, got that right dread. Lettuce flavor with this flavor, it's the right thing.
Big blessings to everybody. You just heard the new, hot off the press. I mean, like brand new. They say it just dropped like October 1st. The song, Yes Sir. You got to say it like you was in the church right then. Yes Sir. Yes, yes, yes Sir. Yes Sir. So that's the new song from Ladies in Full Effect. Ladies in Full Effect, Pastor T and Tiff Life. Thank y'all so much for joining us here on Band Conversation. Please let the people know where they can find you, any events you got going on. Shout out to people. Let everybody know all about Ladies in Full Effect.
Oh yeah, so you can find us, like I said, on social media. All social media, well, I won't say all social media platforms, but you can find us on Facebook, Ladies in Full Effect Inc. You can find us on Instagram, and you can also find us on TikTok, all with the same handle. And we also have a website. It's ladiesinfulleffect.org. Our site is Book of Life music.com. And so we pretty much got it on lock out there. If you can Google us and you can find us. So we ain't got to the Wikipedia yet, but you can definitely
Yeah,
Google
not yet.
us,
Not
and
yet.
not yet. And you can and so as far as upcoming events, we actually just had an album listening party that just passed. We we are in the process of booking a couple of more events. We just booked a revival that's coming up here in Atlanta. And we'll share more information on our social media site once that promo is released. And then our second EP, Book of Life 2, will be released January 2nd, 2022. It's going to be the second coming.
Awesome, awesome. Now, can I go ahead and extend the invite that we want Ladies in Full Effect to be in North Carolina at some point? Can y'all come to North Carolina at some point?
Absolutely. You know
Like
what?
I
We're
mean, it
going to
ain't
come
nothing but
just to
down the
see
street.
you, Minister T Breeze.
I
It
mean, y'all
is,
ain't
right?
nowhere, but down the street right here in Atlanta, y'all can just come
Down the
on up the
street.
street, come see us. We gonna extend the invite. I'm extending the invite. So first chance we get, we want Ladies in Full Effect to come to NC.
All right, all right, all
Definitely.
right.
Definitely. NC.
Let us know.
Yeah, we're going to hop, we're going to skip, and we're going to jump. And like the song say, no sweat.
We
That's
do
what I'm
like the
talking about.
cartoons say, we gonna pew out like the cartoons. Pew. We be there.
That's what we
So
talking
let
about.
us know. No
Bring me a
sweat.
10-piece lemon pepper on your way up when you're on the way here.
You are the second person
That
that was
is
asking for us to
too
bring some
funny.
wings.
Yes. We
Listen,
went to
listen,
Alabama last week and we got the same request. So we
listen,
got you.
listen. And when I come to Atlanta, I don't eat nothing but wings and fries the whole time I'm there. I don't. The diet is out the window. Look, if it ain't wings and fries, I don't want it. I don't care what
Oh,
you
that
put in
is
front of me.
funny.
Ladies in Full Effect, come to NC. They bringing me a 10-piece. Y'all put your orders in, and we'll cash app you. So we'll pay you. And then you come bring the food on your way up.
We got you. It's right
We
there before the
got you.
highway.
No sweat, no sweat.
All right. Thank you, ladies, so much for tuning in. Well, being here with us and everybody else who tuned in with us here on Band Conversation with your host, MTB. Until next time, y'all stay blessed. We'll see y'all next time. Hopefully, Ladies in Full Effect will be here the next time.
Yes, sir.